Good afternoon. This is Nanette Whitman-Holmes, your Life Enrichment Director here at Touchmark on Saddle Drive, and I'm coming to you today with our Tuesday trivia. I hope you all put your thinking caps on. Just to briefly go over the rules for our Tuesday Touchmark trivia. You can get a sheet like this down at the front desk, and it tells you kind of what the rules are. We're not super strict, but we do have some rules. There's also an answer sheet, a blank answer sheet that looks like this, where you can do your 4 rounds of 10 questions around, write the answers down here, and keep track at the bottom. You don't have to have this answer sheet to play with us. You just need a piece of paper where you can write down 40 different answers and keep track of how many that you have right or wrong. You can turn in your finished answer sheet to the front desk. They will put it in my mailbox and I will give you a prize. So I would like to thank Cordell Johnson, Pat Mering, Rose Bertolio, and Jean Davis for playing last week and putting in their answer sheets, and they all got a prize. If you truly do not like your prize, bring it back to me. I'll exchange it for something else that you might like a little bit better. So for our trivia, I just want everybody to have fun. So I'll give you the questions. I'll read the question a second time and give you a chance to write down an answer. If you don't know the question, just put a blank, make a mark so that you can move on to the next one. Maybe you'll come back to it if you remember an answer. You don't get any extra points for getting them all right, although somebody suggested that if somebody gets 100%, I should give them a big prize. But since this is all an honor system, somebody could fool me so easily. So just do your best. I just want to see that you've been participating and having fun. And hopefully, if you have some suggestions, just give those to me here. So with that, we're going to jump right into our Tuesday trivia. I want to say this is like the 5th or 6th time we've done it. But let's go into the first round of 10 questions. So I'm going to give you question number 1. What state is called the Silver State? That's question number 1. What state is called or nicknamed the Silver State? You should all know it's not Montana. Question number 2. Gazpacho and vichyssoise are both served how? So question number 2. Gazpacho and vichyssoise, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, are both served how? Question 2. Question number 3. What is the name of the group of gigantic stones forming a prehistoric monument on Salisbury Plain, north of Salisbury in southwestern England? This formation is from the late Stone Age and the early Bronze Age, 3000 to 1000 BC. What is the name of that formation or that landmark? That's question number 3. What is the name of the group of gigantic stones in southwest England on the Salisbury Plain? All right, question number 4. I had to do a little research on this one. Who is Ginger Rogers' famous red-headed cousin by marriage? So that's question number 4. Who is Ginger Rogers' famous red-headed cousin by marriage? So Ginger Rogers' aunt was married to this famous redhead's uncle. So they weren't like blood cousins, but they were by marriage cousins. That's question number 4. Right, question number 5. There are 3 angels named in the Bible. I'm not going to ask you to name all 3. Name one of the 3 angels who are named by name in the Bible. That's question number 5. Question number 6. What is a brannock used for? So brannock is spelled B-R-A-N-N-O-C-K. What is a brannock used for? You've all used it. All right, question number 7. There are different types of joints in the body. Hips are what kind of a joint that allows for a wide range of motion? What do we call that? Hip joint. So there are different types of joints. Hips are what kind of joints that allow for a wide range of motion? I think your shoulder is also one. All right, question number 8. Name one of the 2 countries that starts with the letter A but doesn't end with the letter A. There's 11 countries that start with A total. So the question is, name one of the 2 countries that starts with A but doesn't end with A. There's 11 countries that start with A. All right, that's question number 8. Question number 9. The very first Playboy Club was opened in what city in 1960? So question number 9, the first Playboy Club was opened in what city in 1960? And I think it was a penthouse, the very top of a skyscraper. I'm giving you a clue. That's question number 9. And question number 10. I've asked this question in my previous trivia thing, so I'm going to see who remembers it. Question number 10. What country has the lowest birth rate in the world? That's question number 10. What country has the lowest birth rate in the world? And when you hear the answer, of course, you'll logically get why. All right, that's 10 questions. So we're going to go back. We'll go over the answers, mark how many you have right or wrong, and we'll go from there. All right, question number 1 was, what state is known as the Silver State? I hope you all said Nevada. So Nevada is the Silver State. Nevada is the answer to 1. Number 2, gazpacho and vichyssoise are both served how? Well, they are both served cold. My big fear is that somebody would say they're both served in a bowl. Well, okay, I'll give you that. But no, they're both like cold type of soups. So they're both served cold is the answer to 2. Number 3, name the group of gigantic stones forming a giant prehistoric monument on Salisbury Plain, north of Salisbury in southwestern England, from the late Stone and early Bronze ages, about 3000 to 1000 BC. The name of this formation is Stonehenge. So Stonehenge is the answer to number 3. Number 4, I didn't think any of you would get this, but for anybody who does, great job. Number 4, who is Ginger Rogers' famous redheaded cousin by marriage? All right, the answer to that is Rita Hayworth. So if you remember the classic TV and movie star, I don't know if she was TV, movie star Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth's uncle was married to Ginger Rogers' aunt. So they're cousins by marriage. All right, question number 5. There are 3 angels named in the Bible, and I ask you to name one of them. So the 3 angels are Gabriel, Angel Gabriel, Michael, and Lucifer. Those are the 3 angels named in the Bible. So you could write down any of them or all of them. Gabriel, Michael, and Lucifer. All right, question number 6. What is a brannock used for? A brannock is that silver plate thing that's in the shoe store that they use to measure your foot to get your shoe size. So that silver thing with the little dials, that's called a brannock. It's used in shoe stores to measure the size of your foot. So a brannock is used for measuring feet. All right, question number 7. There are 3 types of joints. Hips are what kind of a joint that allows for that wide range of motion? Hopefully you knew that a hip is a ball and socket joint. So there's the ball of the top of your femur bone and it goes into your hip. So it's like a ball and socket joint. All right, number 8. Name one of the 2 countries that start with the letter A but don't end with the letter A. So there's 11 countries total. 9 of them both start and end with A. The 2 that don't, Afghanistan and Azerbaijan. So if you wrote down either one of those, and remember, I don't take points off for spelling. You can spell it however, but Afghanistan and Azerbaijan. And it's hard. You go through Australia, Austria, Angola, Albania. There's a bunch of countries that start and end with A. All right, number 9. The first Playboy Club was opened in what city in 1960? Hugh Hefner opened the very first Playboy Club in Chicago. I don't know at the top of what skyscraper, but a penthouse club in Chicago is the answer to number 9. And number 10, what country has the lowest birth rate in the world? That country is the Vatican. Well, duh, of course they have the lowest birth rate. It's a bunch of gentlemen that work there and live there. So the Vatican is the answer to number 10. All right, so count up the number you have right or wrong, or save it until later. Check off what you got right, cross off what you got wrong, however you keep track. And we will go on to round 2. All right, this is a mishmash of questions. All of these questions, there's some Bible questions, there's some geography questions, medical questions. So it's just kind of a mishmash today, no theme overall. All right, question number 1 on round 2. God gave the 10 commandments to who? God gave the 10 commandments to whom, I should say. Whom did God give the 10 commandments to? That's question number 1. All right, question number 2. What is the common name for the infectious disease whose medical name is rubella? So you get an MMR, which stands for something. The R stands for rubella. But what is rubella more commonly known as, or was it commonly known as before? So that's question 2. Question number 3. What state has more shoreline on the Great Lakes than the entire Atlantic seaboard? So what state has more shoreline on the Great Lakes than the entire U.S. Atlantic seaboard? That's question number 3. All right. Question number 4. How many chromosomes do typical healthy humans have? I didn't ask how many pairs, I asked how many total. So, question number 4, how many chromosomes do typical healthy humans have? That's question 4. All right, question number 5. What state is nicknamed the pine tree state? Well, a lot of states have pine trees, but what state actually calls themselves the pine tree state? That is question number 5. Question number 6. Ooh, another Bible one. Question number 6. Who turned Samson over to the Philistines by arranging for him to have a haircut? My son didn't know this one. So, question number 6. Who turned Samson over to the Philistines by arranging for him to have a haircut? That's question 6. All right, question number 7. What is the more common name for the tympanic membrane? So what is the more common name, what we usually call it? The tympanic membrane is better known as what? That's question number 7. Right, question number 8. What is the national religion of Scotland? That's question number 8. What is the national religion of Scotland? And we're on to question number 9. And remember, question number 8, you don't have to spell it right. Do your best. All right, question number 9. What famous actor turned down the role of Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind and predicted that that movie was going to be the biggest flop in Hollywood history? Bet he wishes he could have taken the part. All right, so number 9. What famous actor turned down the role of Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind and predicted that it was going to be the biggest flop in Hollywood history? This actor has a Helena connection, if that helps anybody. All right, question number 10, our final question in round 2. Question 10. What is the capital of the state of Rhode Island? So question number 10. What is the capital of the state of Rhode Island? What is Rhode Island's capital city? That's question number 10. All right, take a moment, fill any of them out that you might need to, and we'll go over the answers. So question number 1 was, God gave the 10 commandments to whom? God gave the 10 commandments to Moses. So Moses got the 10 commandments, brought them down for everybody to have. All right, question number 2. What is the common name for the infectious disease whose medical name is rubella? So I said MMR is a measles, mumps, and rubella. So what is rubella commonly known as? And rubella used to be known as German measles, which is a completely different virus than the measles virus that we know of more commonly. So German measles is rubella. We vaccinate people for that because women who aren't vaccinated and get German measles tend to have a lot of babies with birth defects. So it's a good thing. So German measles is the answer to that. Number 3, what state has more shoreline on the Great Lakes than the entire U.S. Atlantic seaboard? That state is Michigan. And I think Michigan actually has shorelines on like 4 of the 5 Great Lakes, if I remember looking at my map right. So certainly Superior and Michigan, but I also think it's got like 2 of the others. So anyway, Michigan is the answer to number 3. Question number 4, how many chromosomes do typical healthy humans have? And then I told you, I'm not asking for how many pairs of chromosomes. So most people think 23. You have 23 pairs of chromosomes, so you have 46 total. So the answer to that one is 46. Number 5, what state is nicknamed the pine tree state? That state is Maine. So Maine is known as the pine tree state. So number 5 is Maine. Number 6, who turned Samson over to the Philistines by arranging for him to have a haircut? The answer to that is Delilah. So Samson and Delilah. And I was shocked that my kid didn't know that. I guess we didn't read that story. So number 6, the answer, Delilah. Number 7, what is the more common name for the tympanic membrane? The tympanic membrane is your eardrum. So eardrum is the answer to that. The more common name, eardrum. All right, number 8, what is the national religion of Scotland? John Knox, if that helps anybody. So the national religion of Scotland, Presbyterianism, or Presbyterian, however you want to say. So Presbyterian is the answer to number 8. Number 9, what famous actor turned down the role of Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind and predicted that it was going to be the biggest flop in Hollywood history? Oh, our poor native son of Helena, Gary Cooper, turned that role down. Yikes. Okay, so Gary Cooper is the answer to number 9. And number 10, what is the capital of the state of Rhode Island? Rhode Island's capital is Providence. So Providence, Rhode Island is the answer to number 10. All right, take a moment, write down your answers or tally up your answers, your right and wrong. Make a note of that. And we're going to go on to round 3. Take a big deep breath. We're halfway done. So round 3, question number 1. Oh, it's another pretty easy one. I'll start you off easy. Question 1, the postal abbreviation for Oklahoma is what? So question 1, the postal abbreviation for Oklahoma is what? Question number 2, how many dots are there on a pair of dice? How many dots are there on a pair of dice? That's question number 2. All right. I know I'm going to give you a second to add them up because you have to. Okay. Question number 3. What is polenta made from? That's question number 3. What is polenta made from? My mom used to make polenta, and then she would refrigerate it and slice it up, fry it up for breakfast. It was delicious with maple syrup and butter. All right, anyway, question 3. What is polenta made from? All right, question number 4. How many books of the Bible are named for women? I might even give you a bonus point if you can tell me what 2 books that is. Oh, I just gave you the answer. All right, 2 books of the Bible. 2 books of the Bible are named for women. Name one of them. That's my question since I gave the answer away. So that's question number 4. There's 2 books of the Bible. That was going to be the answer. That are named after women. Name one of those 2 books. All right, question number 5. In what state is Mount St. Helens located? So that's question 5. In which state is Mount St. Helens located? That's number 5. And number 6. What is the colored part of the human eye called? So you have the black center part, and then you have the colored part that's behind or around the black center part. What is that colored part of your eye called? That is number 6. All right, question number 7. On which street was the New York Stock Exchange established? So question number 7. On which street was the New York Stock Exchange established? All right. Question number 8. What U.S. president said, "I promise," instead of "I swear," when he was inaugurated? So that's question number 8. What U.S. president said, "I promise," instead of "I swear," when he was inaugurated and taking the oath of office? That's question 8. All right, question number 9. Amniocentesis is a medical test that is used in what field of medicine? So amniocentesis is a medical test which is used in which field of medicine? Only one field of medicine uses amniocentesis. So what is that branch of medicine called? That's number 9. And we're on number 10. Question number 10, round 3. In baseball, currently, where do the Braves come from? What city are the Braves out of? So, question number 10. Currently, in baseball, where do the Braves call home? What city? That's number 10. All right, we're going to go back and review. So question number 1, this was an easy question. You should have gotten it. The postal abbreviation for Oklahoma is what? Oklahoma is OK. So OK is the answer to that. That's the postal abbreviation, OK. Number 2, how many dots are there on a pair of dice? That's 2 dice. So 1 dice has 21 dots. So 2 of them would have 42 dots. So 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 times 2 is 42. All right, and that's question 2 was 42. Question number 3, what is polenta made from? So polenta is more of a Hispanic dish, and it is made from corn or cornmeal and water. We used to call it cornmeal mush, but it's polenta, and polenta is made from cornmeal and water or corn. All right, and let's see, we're on to question number 4, the one I gave you the answer to. So question 4, there are 2 books of the Bible that are named for women. Name one of the 2 books of the Bible. So the answer I was looking for was 2, but the 2 books are Ruth and Esther. So Ruth and Esther are books of the Bible that are named after women. So that's question number 4. All right, question number 5. In which state is Mount St. Helens located? So Mount St. Helens is in Washington State. The tricky part is you can see it as you're flying into like Portland, Oregon. So some people think it's in Oregon, but it's actually in Washington State. All right, question number 6. The colored part of the human eye is called what? So the colored part of your eye is called the iris. And I think I've had this question before too. But colored part of your eye is called the iris. Question number 7. On which street was the New York Stock Exchange established? Well, the stock exchange was established on Wall Street. We all know that one. So Wall Street is the answer to where the stock exchange was established. All right, question number 8. What U.S. president said, "I promise," instead of "I swear," when he was inaugurated? What U.S. president was a Quaker? Richard Nixon. So Richard Nixon did not swear, he promised, because Quakers don't swear. All right, question number 9. Amniocentesis is a medical test that is used in which field of medicine? So the clue in that one, amniotic, it's used in obstetrics. It's used for women who are pregnant to do a test on the growth and development of the fetus. So amniocentesis is used in obstetrics. That's the answer to 9. And number 10, currently in baseball, where do the Braves hail from? The Braves come from Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves. My husband informed me that the Braves had been in other places before then, but currently the Braves are in Atlanta. So that's question 10. So take a moment, count up your right and wrong, or you can wait and do that at the end, however it's easier for you. And we're going to move on to round 4, our last 10 questions. So starting, take a little breath with question number 1, last round. Question 1, what state is unofficially called the Sioux state? And that's Sioux like the Indian tribe, S-I-O-U-X. What state is unofficially known as the Sioux state? That's question 1. Question number 2. This is a shout out to my little Russian scholar at home. Question 2. Who seized control from Nikita Khrushchev in 1964? Well, I gave you a clue when I said it's Russia. So question number 2. Who seized control from Nikita Khrushchev in 1964? That's question number 2. You don't have to spell it right. All right, question number 3. In the game of jacks, do you remember that game where you hold the jacks in your hand and you throw the ball up and catch you pick them up off the floor and try to do that. In the game of jacks, how many prongs are there on a jack? So, number 3, in the game of jacks, how many prongs are there on a jack? I know every girl played this. So, that's question number 3. Question number 4, a food question. What kind of food is chorizo? So question number 4, what kind of a food is chorizo? It must almost be Cinco de Mayo. I think it is. It's Taco Tuesday and it's Cinco de Mayo. All right, question number 4, what kind of food is chorizo? Question number 5, in what city were you supposed to wear flowers in your hair in the 60s? That's number 5. In what city were you supposed to wear flowers in your hair in the 1960s? Write that down. All right, question number 6. Another Bible question. Question 6. What is the first one of the 10 commandments? Number 1. What is number 1 on the 10 commandment list? What's the first commandment? That is question number 6. I'll give you a second to write it down. Before we go on to question number 7. So question number 7. Medical question. 7. What is the main artery of the heart called? What is that main artery in your heart called? That's question 7. Question 8, easy one. What is the postal abbreviation for Oregon? You should all know that one. All right, question number 8, what is the postal abbreviation for Oregon? Number 9, this one's a little harder. Number 9, KLM is the national airline for what country? I don't know if they come into Bozeman. I think Bozeman's our only international airport. So KLM, those initials are on the back tail of airplanes that fly out of what country? So KLM. And then question number 10, last question, final question of the round. What company always supplied the numerous devices used by Wile E. Coyote in his efforts to capture the Roadrunner? So question number 10, what was the name of the company? It's on the side of the boxes. That always supplied the numerous devices used by Wile E. Coyote in his efforts to capture the Roadrunner. That's the last one, number 10. So now we're going to review our questions and go back to question number 1, which was, what state is unofficially known as the Sioux State? The Fighting Sioux. Hopefully you knew that. North Dakota is the answer to number 1, North Dakota. Number 2, who seized control from Nikita Khrushchev in 1964? This guy was in power for a long time, 64, probably like 15 or 16 years. Brezhnev, Leonid Brezhnev is the answer to number 2. Number 3, in the game of jacks, how many prongs are on each jack? You can kind of picture them sitting there. They all have 6 prongs. So 6 is the answer to number 3. Number 4, what kind of food is chorizo? Chorizo is spicy sausage. So it can be beef, it can be pork, it can be whatever, but it's a spicy sausage, usually like a Latin American sausage that's used in cooking. So chorizo is spicy sausage. The answer to number 5, in what city were you supposed to wear flowers in your hair in the 1960s? San Francisco. So number 5, the answer is San Francisco. Number 6, what is the first one of the 10 commandments? The very first one. And that answer is, you shall have no other gods before me. So first commandment, don't have any other gods before me. Not before me, before God. All right. Number 7, what is the main artery of the heart called? The main artery of your heart is the aorta. So number 7, the answer is aorta. Number 8, easy one. The postal abbreviation for Oregon is what? It is OR for Oregon. Oregon. All right, number 9, this one was a little harder. KLM is the national airline for what country? KLM flies out of the Netherlands or Holland. So either one of those answers would be fine. So KLM flies, it's a Dutch airline, it flies out of Holland or the Netherlands. And number 10, what company always supplied the numerous devices used by Wile E. Coyote in his efforts to capture the Roadrunner? That company was Acme. The Acme company. He always got the boxes shipped from Acme with all those neat little devices. So number 10 is Acme. All right, that is our 4 rounds of 10 questions around. So you've answered 40 questions. I hope you got a lot of them right. We're always shooting for 5 out of 10 or higher. Some of the questions were kind of softball questions, but hopefully you got those right. So thank you for playing. Be sure to turn in your answer sheets to the front desk, and I would love to drop off a prize to your apartment as a thank you for playing with us. And with that, happy Cinco de Mayo, happy Taco Tuesday, and enjoy your week. I'll see you in 7 days.